Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video where I will be discussing and sharing the new Black Ops 6 best nuke class set, which I believe is this Cypher 091 class set that you are seeing on your screen right now. I'm going to be discussing that, talking about the class set, and at the end of the video sharing the loadout in its full entirety, and also discussing today how to get nukes here in Season 2 and the best method to do so using this class set. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this Cypher 091 class setup. It's absolutely amazing. This new assault rifle is a slow firing, but like got a decent amount of recoil to it, but not overly crazy recoil to it. It's got quite decent handling and stuff. I think this is one of the best assault rifles in the game. I know most people aren't going to have this yet. I did this season actually buy the Black Sale bundle for probably the first time ever in a Call of Duty. I thought it was worth the money, so don't hate me too much in the comments. I did actually pay for it this season. I just thought it was worth the money this season, and I did use I think there's a special Black Sale thing where you can pick what tab you unlock. So I chose it for the Cypher 091 to get it early, and man, this gun is insane. As you're going to see in the background, we drop a nuke with this bad boy. It's absolutely insane. And I'm going to talk about the whole, like, how you go about getting a nuke and here in domination, because we've done nuke methods in the past, but we haven't done one for domination. So we'll talk about that and talk about other things that go into getting a nuke. I'm not just going to talk about the class setup and the loadout itself, but we'll start with the class setup and loadout itself, which I will be showing at the end of the video to show you guys exactly what to be running on this class set. But the Cypher 09 itself is a pretty standard build. Pretty much I've kitted it out to just have as little recoil as possible. It's got extended mag 1 to have a little bit more in the magazine. And then we've got like the compensator, for instance, recoil springs, just to keep that recoil nice and low. And then I did use the reinforced barrel, which is the damage range and bullet velocity. The reason for that being, I feel like this weapon's bullet velocity is a little bit low. Like, it does feel like sometimes the shots just aren't connecting when they should be. Most of the time weapons feel like hit scan in this game anyway, regardless of bullet velocity, so most of the time I don't use bullet velocity attachments. But with this weapon, it feels like the bullet velocity is a little bit too low, and you want the bullet velocity like to be a lot higher to be able to hit your shots and hit your targets, etc. So there's that, and then everything else is pretty standard for the build, but I'll talk about that more later. I have a secondary, which is a pistol, but that's whatever you want it to be. Knife doesn't matter. Tactical stim shots. If you want to be getting nukes here in Black Ops 6, you've got to be using them stim shots, okay? They are so crucial, so clutch. The amount of times you might get shot in the back or something, you might want to stim or, you know, just quickly heal instead of relying on the pretty slow heal times in this game. I'd say they're decently slow for how fast-paced this game is and how quick you can actually be killed in this game. So definitely running stim shots is in my opinion. And lethal, you've got to be running blast traps, okay? I've spoke about blast traps so many times now in many different videos to do with nukes. What are you doing if you're not using blast traps? Yes, there's a perk that counters it, and I'll talk about that more in a second because we do take advantage of that perk, but blast traps are so crucial in this game. They get you so many free kills for absolutely no reason, like double kills, even triple kills, just random kills that help you get your nuke. Like, you don't have to use your weapon entirely for the nuke. You can get kills with a blast trap to help you get the nuke. So definitely be taking advantage of those. A great piece of equipment, and you can replenish them using the perks that I have. And then finally, field upgrade. Because we're not going to be running scavenger, which again, we'll talk about the perks in a second. The field upgrade, you want to be running the assault pack. The reason for that being, you want to be able to get more ammo. Maybe you lose a stim shot and you want it back quicker, so you can get a stim shot. Blast traps as well, if you really want to get another blast trap real quick. The assault pack is crucial for so many different reasons. Ammo, stim shots, and your blast traps all can be replenished by the assault pack, so make sure you're using that field upgrade. Definitely the best field upgrade in the game. And then we move on to perks. So perk 1, flat jacket. If you're going to be going on nuke kill streaks in and whatever game mode you want to play, but today we'll be talking about domination, you want to use flat jacket. Random explosives, you name it, you don't want to be getting hit by random grenades and etc., or even cars exploding and stuff and just losing your streak because of that. So definitely be using flat jacket to avoid those unavoidable moments where a grenade just lands at your feet. Next up as well, perk 2, when we spoke about being able to avoid blast traps in ourselves. Obviously, if I'm telling you guys to use them, I want to help you guys avoid them. So definitely be using the shadow perk. This makes you undetectable to enemy traps and mines, which means you can bypass them and get away without accidentally setting them off. The only thing that does suck is if a teammate's not running them and you run next to a teammate and they set it off, they will set it off even though you've got the perk to not set it off. So you can still die to trip mines and blast traps. Just make sure you're not near a teammate when you can see one or no one's around the corner. Perk 3, you got Quartermaster. The reason for this being faster healing while capturing and holding, sorry, not that one. Sorry, recharge equipment used over time. This allows you to replenish your stim shots and your blast traps. very quickly and just replenish them over and over again and just chuck those blast traps down and also have a stim shot ready and available when you need it. And then that does give you the combat specialty, which is strategist, which means you get a skill bonus for objectives and destroying enemy equipment. You can see equipment through walls, so you can see where not to go, even though, yes, you are unable to be killed by trip mines and blast traps as long as you're not near a teammate who doesn't have the perk. But you can see through the walls, deploy equipment and field upgrades faster as well, which means you won't get caught throwing your assault pack charge on the floor. Obviously, as well, the wildcard is gunfire, which you will see when I show the loadout in its entirety at the end of today's video. And then we'll talk about score streak setup as well. I feel like there's a certain score streak setup you should be using to get your nukes here in Black Ops 6, which is UAV. You should also use the Watchdog Helo, which, yes, the Watchdog Helo kills do not count towards the nuke kill streak, but it's very useful for letting you know where enemies are, because it will tag them and let you know where they are. And two, it's just a great distraction. A lot of people get caught out and try to hide from it, so you know they're either going to be indoors or they're going to be outside, like getting targeted by this thing, and you can obviously sometimes pick up easy kills for those trying to shoot it down with launchers, etc. I think the Watchdog Helo is one of the best kill streaks in the game, but you have to avoid the fact that it can come back and kill you. It can fall to the map and kill you, so watch out for that. And then finally, the best part, the harp. Make sure you're using the harp. You lovely little Dorito chips on the mini-map. Yes, I call them Dorito chips because they're nice, lovely red triangles that show you exactly wherever it is, no matter what perk they're using. So definitely having the harp kill streak is a must if you want to get nukes here in Black Ops 6. Now, let's talk about domination itself. What do you need to do in domination? Why would you play domination? This is a great game mode, even if you're playing solo, to get nukes in, simply because domination, you can sort of dictate the spawns based off of the flag caps. As long as you capture, say you spawn at A, so you cap A and B, you can keep them stuck at C. Same vice versa. If you start at C, you can cap C and B and keep them pinned at A. Just make sure you're never capping their flag. I might even do it in this game. I don't know if the game, I can't remember how this gameplay went exactly. I might have got to a point where there was hardly anyone left to actually shoot her. They might have left the game. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But most of the time, you want to be keeping just 2 flags and then holding them down, because what's going to happen is they're always going to spawn in and around that C flag as long as you and your teammates don't push too far up on the map. So yes, it is quite good to play solo, but your teammates still can ruin this for you if you get those teammates who do push up and like kind of flip the spawns, etc. You definitely want to be making sure that, or hoping that you're not playing with teammates that are pushing the spawns too much. And if you can, playing in a 6-man massively helps. The only thing is, if your 6-man's very good, might make it a little bit harder for you to get the nuke yourself if you're fighting with your other teammates to get a nuke as well. But domination is fantastic. It's easy to dictate spawns, and it's just a very long life game mode. Like, this game mode lasts for so long. If you fail a nuke kill streak, you can go for it about at least 3 or 4 times in one game, because there is so much time. And because of how the flags work and stuff, you can also make the games last longer as well. You can allow the enemy team to cap 2 flags to get their scores back up, so you can make the game last longer. You can even allow them to triple cap if you're close to winning the game. There's so many things you can do to dictate spawns, dictate how long the game lasts. It's just a great game mode in general to play. But we'll talk about the final thing that I think most of you will find very interesting. The gameplay itself. Why am I facing people that aren't that great or aren't as probably, let's say, skilled as myself? I'm not trying to like boast or anything, but I'm obviously in a lobby that I'm much better than. Simply because this is the only way I do it, and there's no VPN, there's no reverse boosting, none of that. I play with cross-play off on Xbox. I want to make that very clear. That is how I get Black Ops 6 bot lobbies, is by turning off cross-play on Xbox. Now, this isn't the new Season 2 setting where you turn off cross-play. That only affects ranked. I want to make that very clear. I do have a video on my channel, though, discussing how to turn it off on Xbox, because there is not a setting in the game for you to be able to turn multiplayer cross-play off. However, in your Xbox settings, you can turn cross-play off by going to your actual Xbox settings and setting it so you can never play cross-play. So you won't face PlayStation players, you won't face PC players, and what this does is limit the match pool making, so that it means I get less of a chance of facing top-notch players and more of a chance of facing lesser skilled players, which I took advantage of in this game, of course. And as you can see, we get the nuke and call in the nuke with the Cypher 091. Best class setup, best nuke class setup as well. I genuinely believe this is one of the best nuke class setups in the game. But any questions about how to get a nuke in Black Ops 6 and the Cypher class setup, which we're also going to show at the end anyway, leave them down in the comments down below. But I'm going to cut to it now. I'm going to cut to the next segment of the video, which is where I show you the entire loadout and class setup, so that you guys can copy it down and use the Cypher 091 best class setup and best nuke class setup here in Black Ops 6. Right, and hello to those of you who made it to the end of today's video. This is where I'm going to share with you the Cypher 091 best class setup, and it is also what I believe the best nuke class setup here in Black Ops 6. So here it is on your screen right now. You want the Kepler microwave reflex, compensator, reinforced barrel, the vertical foregrip, extended mags 1, ergonomic grip, infiltrator stock for that extra strafe speed. I find this to be better than balanced stock. I know some people disagree with that, but definitely you want the faster strafe speeds. The infiltrator stock, in my opinion, is better than the balanced stock in this game, so definitely go with that. And then finally, for fire mods, go with recoil springs to get that recoil nice and low. Like I said in the gameplay as well, pistol, you can use whatever secondary you want. Melee doesn't really matter. Assault pack, crucial, definitely be using this. Blast traps, if you want those free kills to get your nukes, you definitely be using the blast trap. Tactical, stim shots, flat jacket, shadow, and quartermaster to get that strategic speciality. And also these perks are all very useful in their own right. And of course, we're using gunfire because we're using the Cypher 09 with more than 5 attachments. But that is the Cypher 091 best class setup, the new assault rifle here in Season 2, which is absolutely fantastic. When you unlock this, start leveling this up, start playing with this and using this weapon, because this class setup and this weapon here is absolutely fantastic, and you will dominate lobbies here in Black Ops 6 with this class setup. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notification on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.